Hey there! Do you know what's the one thing that most World War II stories leave out? Revenge. Well, that's not the case with the Nakam Group, a Jewish group that took revenge on German soldiers after the war. Yes, you heard it right, revenge. So get ready to hear the story of the Nakam Group and their daring plan to make the Germans pay for their crimes. It's a story you don't want to miss. First, what is Nakam Group? Imagine losing everything you have. Your home, your family, your friends, your sense of security, and your faith in humanity. That's what happened to the Holocaust survivors who formed the Nakam Group in 1945. They were a group of Jewish fighters who had enough of being victims and wanted to take matters into their own hands. They were like Avengers, but without the fancy suits or superpowers, just pure determination and courage. The Nakam Group was like a secret society that took its name seriously. Nakam means revenge in Hebrew, and that's precisely what they aimed to achieve. They wanted to make the Germans pay for the atrocities they committed during the war. But how could they do it? They didn't have a fancy army or weapons, they were just survivors with a thirst for justice. That's where their cunning plan came into play. They planned to do something so horrible, including the most prominent German cities: Berlin, Nuremberg, and Munich. That's some Mission Impossible level of planning, don't you think? The Nakam Group was like a mix of James Bond and the A-Team with their impressive planning and expertise. Now, that's some serious guts and determination. The Nakam Group's actions may be controversial, but they were born out of the pain and suffering that many Holocaust survivors had to endure. Now, you might be wondering, why did the Nakam Group feel the need to take revenge on German soldiers? Well, let me tell you, it's not just because they lost their favourite TV show or something. The Holocaust survivors had been through unimaginable horrors at the hands of the Nazis, and many of them had lost their loved ones. It's like when your sibling takes the last piece of cake and you want revenge, but on a much more significant scale. The Nakam Group saw the Germans as responsible for their pain and suffering, and they wanted justice. It's like the old saying, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The Nakam Group felt that the Germans had not been adequately punished for their crimes and wanted to take matters into their own hands. They saw it as a way of sending a message to the world that they would not remain silent and let the Germans get away with their crimes. The Nakam Group's revenge may have been extreme, but it was born out of a deep sense of injustice and the desire for justice. Alright, now let's talk about how the Nakam Group executed their plan of revenge. Remember, they had a plan to poison the water supply of some of the most prominent German cities. Well, they had to get the poison into the water supply without being caught. That's not something you can do by just walking up to a water tower with a bottle of poison. So, the Nakam Group decided to go undercover as displaced persons, with false identities and a cover story. They wanted to get hired as water workers labourers, which would give them access to the water supply. But it wasn't going to be easy. They had to pass a rigorous interview process, and they couldn't raise any suspicions. It's like trying to get a job at a top secret government agency, but you don't want them to know that you're planning to overthrow the government. But guess what? The Nakam Group succeeded in getting the job, and they started working on the water supply. They had to work in shifts so that they didn't raise any suspicion, and it took them several months to complete the operation. It's like a heist movie, but instead of stealing, they were poisoning the water. Now, the Nakam Group knew that their actions would have consequences, but they felt it was worth it. They were willing to risk their lives for the cause, and they did. Unfortunately, the plan wasn't entirely successful, as the poison wasn't potent enough to cause significant harm. But the Nakam Group made their statement, and the world heard it loud and clear. It's like when you play a prank on your friend, and it doesn't go as planned, but you still feel proud of yourself for having the guts to do it. The Nakam Group's revenge may not have been perfect, but it was a symbol of their courage and determination to fight back against their oppressors. And that's the story of the Nakam Group, the Jewish vigilantes who sought revenge against the German soldiers during World War II. Their story is a reminder of the horrors of the Holocaust and the bravery of those who fought back against their oppressors. But it also raises some intriguing questions. Do the ends justify the means? Was their revenge justified, or did it cross the line? It's up to each of us to decide. So what do you think about the Nakam Group? Would you have done the same thing in their shoes? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting history content.